It is no secret that we find ourselves in troubled times. For several years now, the global economy of which we're a part has been buffeted by wave after wave of uncertainty emanating from outside our borders. But other threats endanger our security even more profoundly. All civilized nations are today faced with an enemy who hates everything about our existence: freedom, democracy, tolerance, openness. Our government does not hesitate in calling this enemy by its name, violent jihadism, and as we do not hesitate to condemn it, we do not hesitate to confront it, either at home or abroad. That's why we've joined our allies in a broad international coalition to battle the so-called Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, ISIS, and its allies. We've done so because this threat respects no borders. Jihadi terrorists have threatened Canada and Canadians by name and with a clarity that leaves no room for doubt. Indeed, the director of our Canadian Security Intelligence Service, CSIS, made the point bluntly in a report tabled in Parliament just last month. The report said, and I quote, "There are violent people and violent groups that want to kill Canadians," unquote. Malheureusement pour nous, deux de ces attaques ont déjà réussi. To our sorrow, 2 such attacks have already succeeded. One soldier ambushed and run down with a car, another assassinated in the heart of our national capital. Other attacks have not succeeded. Plots here in southern Ontario, like the Toronto 18 and the planned assault on a Via Rail train. It is thankfully because of the vigilance of our security agencies that plots like these did not succeed. We recognize that the job of protecting Canadians and preserving the values we hold dear is a task that never ends. So I'm pleased to announce today that our government is taking further action in 3 significant areas. First, I'm pleased to announce that we are committing substantial new resources to the work of CSIS. These new resources will be applied directly to counterterrorism measures. They will increase by a significant factor the agency's frontline capacity to combat the growing threat of jihadi terrorism. CSIS will expand its ability to intercept terrorists planning acts of murder and terror on Canadian soil and to stop would-be jihadists attempting to travel abroad. Second, our government also recognizes that the terrorist arsenal includes more than guns, knives, and bombs. To radicalize and equip collaborators here at home or to finance malevolent actors in other parts of the world, terrorists need cash. Sadly, our enemies have learned how to profit from Canadians' kindness and generosity. They abuse the trust we place in organizations we expect to do good. For example, in 2011, after an extensive investigation, the Canada Revenue Agency revoked charitable status from a group called IRFAN Canada. And last year, our government listed it as a terrorist entity. The group was found to have been transferring resources almost $15 million worth to organizations associated with Hamas. And this is not the first time we've had to take such action. Obviously, our government will not stand by while the money of honest, hardworking Canadians is used to pay for terrorist activities. So I'm pleased to announce that the Canada Revenue Agency will also increase resources, the resources used to identify and to shut down charities that finance terrorist activities. Third, our government will not accept abuse of our borders and immigration system, abuse that would subvert our national interests, undermine our values, or attack our communities, our families, and our friends. It's true that for a prosperous, pluralistic country like Canada, one of the great trading nations of the world, borders cannot be barriers. Still, they must be filters, effective filters. They must allow the free movement of honest people and the vital goods and services that improve our lives, drive our economy, and create jobs and opportunity. But prosperity without security is a fantasy, and no country can sustain its prosperity without the relentless defense of its borders. That's why I'm pleased to announce today significant funding to enhance the security of Canada's borders by expanding our use of biometric screening. This funding will increase our ability to verify the identity of all foreign travelers entering Canada on a visa. We'll make sure people are who they say they are. Make sure the person who arrives in Canada is the same person who applied for the visa overseas. Because you can fake your name, you can fake your documents, but you cannot fake your fingerprints. Today, we are increasing our capacity to detect terrorists and terrorist plots, to choke off the financing that supports them, and to secure our borders against known and suspected terrorists who wish to enter. That is 3 more elements in our government's broad strategy to combat terrorism, both here at home and around the world.